I guess to start, I was going to ask you about being the captain of the team from a local kid that grew up here. What does that mean? Not just to play here, but now to get to be a captain of a Clarkson team too. How big of a thrill was that when you found out it was going to be the case?
It means a lot. I grew up kind of looking up to the captains that used to play here. I used to come to all the games against like Slough and Clarkson, and just seeing those guys and the way they carried themselves and what they meant to the community around them. It means a lot to me to be in their shoes and kind of doing the same thing that they were doing.
Did you ever have any idea when you first got here that could happen down the road? I mean, was that like really the furthest thought from your mind?
When I first got here, I was more worried about just getting into the roster, just playing the games, and just worrying about my game. But as the years kind of went on, after my sophomore year and into my junior year, I kind of started to assume the role a bit.
Yeah.
And as the year went on last year, knowing that Mark was leaving, I kind of just knew that was kind of coming, so I stepped up into it.
No, so you were part of that kind of role last year.
Right, yeah, I was a captain last year,
right,
so I was kind of ready for it last year, but coming in for my sophomore year into my junior, I really wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
I was more or less just kind of like focusing on the year and just kind of coming in and being myself and trying to worry about the season, and then I kind of just stepped into the role.
It's kind of a cliche that teams will kind of have a little bit of the personality of their captains. If that's the case, what would this kind of team be like? If how would you describe your personality as being a hockey player and a leader and all that?
As far as on the ice, my personality is more like a grit kind of player, just tough down low, hitting, and just getting into the dirty areas. And I think our team has a good mix of skill, speed, and just grittiness, and I think that's kind of what I bring to the table, and I kind of see our team being a little tougher this year, and as far as everything else goes, I think our team is pretty well rounded in that area.
If they see how hard you work too, how does that help? I mean, if the leader of a team is one of the harder working guys, does that kind of help set the tone for everybody else that they better kind of do the same kind of stuff?
Yeah, it doesn't really necessarily come from the leader, but I mean, come from anyone seeing a guy that's not even in the lineup working hard every day. I mean, that sends a message too, as far as having the captain work hard too. I mean, I like to think I work hard no matter whether I was wearing the C or not, but I think it means a lot. It kind of shows guys that if this guy's doing it, why am I not doing it, or I should start doing it, stuff like that. So.
That's curious too. Obviously, this is an interesting year because you have new coaches and a new system and everything. How do you feel kind of going in? Do you think you guys will catch on pretty quick to everything that's going to be done? And what's kind of your general outlook on how things are going to go?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the season, everything was a little. Everything. I mean, it wasn't off, but everyone was kind of like off because they weren't really used to the new ways things were going on here. But I think we've all bought into the program and bought into where we're going as a program. And I think guys are really coming into their own right now, just as far as the new systems and everything else. So I mean, this weekend will be a good test for that and to see where we're at as a team. And then going into Alaska, I think we should be hitting in full stride.
Was there curious too? I don't know if you guys saw the preseason poll that was out today with the coaches and where they put you guys.
Yeah, we saw that.
I was just kind of wondering,
put that on the back burner. It's really not anything I'm going to focus on. I mean, we were finished to pick 12th. We were picked 12th last year.
Oh yeah.
We didn't finish as high as we wanted to, but I mean that's not going to determine our season. I don't see why it should.
Last, I was going to go back just individually. I was kind of curious when you first got here. Did you kind of feel like you were going to be on the team right away, or when you were a freshman, did you feel like you had to kind of earn a spot? Like, I was just kind of, what was your attitude when you first arrived on campus about your future?
Coming in, even though I knew like I had been recruited and was part of the team, I felt like I had to earn my spot on the team, earn a place on the team, and earn a role on the team. And that's kind of how I took it every day. I just had to go out there and earn what I was going to get, and it's worked out well for me.
Did it help the fact that maybe sometimes with guys like you that come in, is that a better way to come in a way than maybe a guy that's a quote big time recruit that everybody in the country's after?
Well, I mean, it depends on the guy. I mean, some guys who come in with a big head and think that everything's going to be given to them, and sometimes those guys don't work out. And other times guys come in not really promised anything and turn out getting more than they really bargained for. So it all depends on how you come in and your attitude coming into the program.
I guess the last thing I was asked was, I know obviously you guys are focused on right now, but being a senior, like down the road, what do you kind of see yourself doing? Like, do you have a career in mind, or you want to try to play pro hockey for a while? Or,
I'd like to keep playing hockey for as long as I can and making a living out of it. But if not, I'd like to. I did an internship over the summer as a project manager here at school, and I'm kind of interested in the kind of construction world. So if I had to leave the hockey behind, that's probably something I'd probably look to go into.
Do you see yourself staying like in the North Country somewhere down the road, or do you want to like try to live somewhere else?
I'd like to go out, see the world a little bit, not just necessarily stay around here. I mean, I know the area well enough that I could leave for a few years and be happy doing that.
All right. Well, thanks, Jake.